we will solve an assignment problem using graph theoretical techniques. So, before moving into this, let me define what is an assignment problem. There are n jobs and m machines. Okay. The time taken to complete the job to complete a job in machines, namely Tij, is given. Okay, so now what will be the aim? The jobs are to be assigned to machines. Okay, the jobs are to be assigned to the machines. Okay, the assignment should be like this: one job is to be assigned to exactly one machine. Exactly one machine. Okay, so in this case, the jobs are to be assigned in such a way that you assign one job to one machine. Okay, in such a way that the total time taken that the total time taken is optimum. Okay, when I say it is optimum, it can be either minimum or maximum. Okay, so now we will be solving maximum assignment problem. So we will be solving maximum assignment problem using graph theoretical techniques. Okay. For that, you should know what is meant by a vertex cover. Okay, what is a vertex cover? A subset S contained in V is a subset S contained in V is a vertex cover if if every edge in graph G is incident with a vertex in S. Okay, the minimum cardinality of a vertex cover is called vertex covering number and is denoted by alpha of G. Okay, already you have seen an independent set, what is meant by a maximum independent set. So a minimum vertex cover and maximum independent sets are complement to each other. Okay, these basic things you have to know. Now as an example here, I will take a 4 by 4 matrix and then try to find the solution of the assignment problem using the Hungarian algorithm. Find the assignments of jobs to machines in such a way that the total time taken is maximum. Okay, so we will be solving a maximum assignment problem. If the problem is minimum, then you convert it into maximum and then do it. So here let me take the cost matrix like this: 2, 2, 6, 5. Third one would be 6, 8, 3, 2. The last job has got timings 7, 8, 9, 5. Okay, let me call this as job J1, J2, J3. This one as J4. And machines are M1, M2, M3 and M4. Okay, now I try to solve it using the graph theoretical techniques. If you could remember, in the last class we had calculated the delta matrix and we had a matching. Okay, we had an assignment in the first iteration. Okay, but let us see what happens to this particular problem. So now what I do is, we construct delta matrix, okay, with delta ij is equal to ui plus vj minus cij. Okay, so before that, what you do is you calculate u and v. So what will be the maximum entry in each row? You mark here as u. So you have 8, 6, 8 and then last one would be 9. Initially the values of v are taken as 0. Okay, so now I use this formula to calculate the entries for the delta matrix here. So I'll have 1, 0, 1, 4. Second row entries would be 4, 4, 0, 1. Third row entries are 2, 0, 5, 6. Last row entries are 2, 1, 0, 4. Now what I do is, I construct a graph based on the zeros in each row. So the first row has got 0 in the second position, so I join J1 with M2, and in the second row, third column has got 0, so second job is assigned to machine 3. And now in the third row, second entry is 0, so I join J3 with M2, and in the last row, third entry is 0, so what we do is we join J4 with M4. So now you have an assignment like this, but this is not a perfect matching, because here one job has to be assigned to one machines. Here if I take this job as J1, J2, J3, J4, and machine in the other partition M1, M2, M3 and M4, you can see that J1 and J3 are assigned with M2, J2 and J4 are assigned with M3. So in this case, you are violating the condition of an assignment problem. So the problem does not end here. Now what you do is you find the minimum vertex cover or the minimum number of vertices that cover all the edges. So here M1 and M2 and M3 are the vertices in the vertex cover. Now what I do is I call the second column and the third column as T. Now what I do is I take the elements which are not in T, okay, which are not in T. Now I find the minimum of the elements not in T, not in the column marked T. Okay, so in this case epsilon would be 1. Okay, you can see that among the elements 1, 4, 2, 2, 4, 1, 6, 4, minimum is 2. Now what I do is I add this 1 to the value of V against column T. Now let me write here again. The reformulated delta matrix would be, reformulated delta matrix is, okay, so now you have delta is equal to, so I'll have 0, 1, 1, 0, okay, and here the vertex cover can also be in the other partition, but for this problem the vertex cover is in the second partition, namely the partition where the machines lie, so I have marked T. Suppose if I have the vertex cover elements in the first partition also, I will mark R against that particular row, and here I don't have any such element, so I have not marked any R here. So now what I have done is I have added the minimum element delta is equal to 1 to the column where I have marked 1, or I just added 1 to the existing value of V with the minimum element which is not in T. And here you can see that any element any row is not in the matching. So what I do is I subtract the minimum element from all the elements of V. So that would become 7, 5, 7, 8 here. 7, 5, 7, 8. And then again I use the formula delta is equal to Ui plus Vj minus Cij, which will be the given matrix here. 7 plus 0 minus 7 would be 0. 8 minus 8 would be 0. 8 minus 7 would become 1 here. 7 minus 4 would become 3. Okay. And then the second one would be 5 plus 0 minus 3, 2. 5 plus 1, 6 minus 2, 4. 5 plus 1, 6 minus 6, 0. And then the next one would be 5 plus 0 minus 5, that would also be 0 here. And the entries for the third row would be 7 plus 0, 7, minus 6, 1. 7 plus 1, 8, minus 8, 0. 8 minus 3, 5. And then 7 minus 2 would become 5. Now the entries in the last row would be 8 plus 0, 8, minus 7, 1. 9 minus 8, 1. 9 minus 9 0, 8 minus 5 3. What I do is I again draw the graph corresponding to the zeros available in the matrix. The first row has got, in the first row I have got two zeros, so J1 and M1 are assigned, J2 and M2 are assigned. So I'll have J1, J2, this one would be J3, this one is J4, and the labels in the second partition would be M1, M2, M3 and M4. So J1 is adjacent to M1 and M2, J2 is adjacent to M3 and M4, J3 is adjacent to M2, and J4 is adjacent to M3. Okay, so now I think I have a possibility of an assignment of one job to one machine. So first what I do is, because J3 is incident with a single edge, I first fix J3 with M2. Similarly, J4 is incident with an edge, therefore I assign J4 with M3. And M1 is assigned with J1 because M1 is assigned with is incident with single edge, so I'll have M1 here. And similarly J2 is assigned with M4. So this is the only matching that is available for this particular problem. So now what I do is I want to find the maximum time taken. What is the entry? J1 to M1 is 7. Okay. J2 to M4, J2 to M4 is 5. J3 with M2, J3 with M2 is 8. And J4 with M3 is 9. So I take the time taken from the given matrix, and when I add it, this will become 17, 24 plus 6, okay, 17 plus 5, 22 plus 7, I will have 29. So in this case, the given problem has got a unique assignment. Okay, I can have more than one assignment, but this problem has got an unique assignment, and the time taken, maximum time taken is 29. So this completes this particular problem. So now I think you would have understood the steps here. Form the delta matrix and then find a minimum vertex cover. Mark the vertices in the vertex cover as either R or T, where T represents the vertex cover elements in column wise and R represents the vertex cover elements row wise. Now you take the element which do not belong to R and T, okay, R or T. Select the minimum, call it as epsilon, add the epsilon value to the column values of V where you have marked T, and subtract 1 to the elements of U that do not belong to R. Then again recalculate the delta values and continue this process till you are able to find a matching of one job to one machine. So we have solved this particular problem. Now as an example 2, I will take a 5 by 5 matrix, solve maximum assignment problem. Okay, maximum assignment problem, but in this case I will take a 5 by 5 matrix. Let me write like this. I'll take like 9, 4, 3, 2, 7, 8, 6, 7, 5, 6, 4, 5, 9, 3, 7, 2, 7, 5, 4, 6. Last one would be 4, 7, 6, 8. This one would be 4. Okay. So now you have 5 jobs and 5 machines, M1, M2, M3, M4. This one would be M5. I'll have 5 jobs, J1, J2, J3, J4, and then this one would be J5. Okay, so now what I will do is I will form the delta matrix. Okay, so now to form the delta matrix, I'll have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 column entries. Values of V would be 0 and values of U would be maximum in the first row is 9, maximum in the second row is 8, maximum in the third row is 9, maximum in the fourth row is 7, and the maximum in the last row would be 8. So I'll have 0, 5, 6, 7, 2. How did I calculate this delta ij? Ui plus Vj minus Cij. 8 minus 8, 0, 8 minus 6, 2, 8 minus 7, 1, 8 minus 5, 3, 8 minus 6, 2, 9 minus 4, 5, 9 minus 5, 4, 9 minus 9, 0, 9 minus 3, 6, 9 minus 7, 2. Next would be 7 minus 2, 5, 7 minus 7, 0, 7 minus 5, 2, 7 minus 4, 3, 7 minus 6, 1, 8 minus 4, 4, 8 minus 7, 1, 8 minus 6, 2, 8 minus 8, 0, 8 minus 4, 4. So here I will have 5 jobs which is represented by 5 vertices J1, J2, J3, J4, J5, and 5 machines are represented using 5 vertices M1, M2, M3, M4. Last one would be M5. So here J1 is assigned with M1, J2 is also assigned with M1, J3 is assigned with M3, J4 is assigned with M2, and J5 is assigned with M4. Okay, is assigned with M4. So now what I have to do is I have to select the vertex cover. Naturally I have to choose this M1 because I have 2 edges incident with it. Now for the edge J5 and M3, I can select either J3 or M3. Let me select J3 because that would include R in the row, which was not possible in the previous problem. So now I have done this. What I will do is I will select J4, and for the edge J5 M4 I will select M4. So now M4 would be T, M1 is also T, J3 is R, J4 is also R. I have marked against this. So now what I do is I select the element which is not in row R or column T. So I'll have these oh sorry, this should be T. Oh, I made a mistake here. This should be T, not this. Okay, so I will have this here. Okay, I'll have this here, and similarly I'll have this, and I will also have this element. Okay, so what I will do is I will erase this. Okay, and also I'll erase this line. 0 will be here. Okay, so I'll have 0 here. Similarly, I have to erase this, and I have 7 3. Okay, 7 3. Okay, and here I will have this. Good. Okay, and this one is 0. 5 4 0. Okay, 5 4 0 6. There has to be 6. Okay, 9 minus 3 6. Okay, so now you have like this. So I have skipped these entries in row, that is I have skipped row 3, row 4 elements, and I have skipped column 1, and this one would be T. Okay, this one would be T. So I skip column 1 and column 4 elements. Among them I take the balance, and now I have to check the minimum. So epsilon would be 1. Okay, epsilon would be 1. So now what I do is I add this 1 to the values of V against the column T, and wherever I don't have a row which is marked R, I subtract this 1 against the values of V. So my updated delta values row wise would be 8 7 9 7 8. Oh, this should also be 7. Okay, this should also be 7 because this is not in R. So my updated values of U would be 8 7 9 7 7, and the updated values of V would be 1 0 0 1 0, and I will be moving to the second iteration process. Let me write like this: V, this one would be U. Let me write down the values: 1 0 0 1 0. Okay, and the values of V are 8 7 9 7 7. 8 7 9 7 7. Again I use the formula: 8 plus 1 9, 9 minus 9 0, 8 plus 0 8, minus 4 4, 8 plus 0 8, minus 3 5, 8 plus 1 9, minus 2 7, 8 plus 0 8, minus 7 1. So now I have the entries for the first row: 0 4 5 7 1. What about the second row entries? 7 plus 0 7. So 7 plus 0 8, minus 8 0. 7 minus 6 1. 7 minus 7 would be 0. Next would be 5 here. 8 minus 5 3. 7 minus 6 1. You can see here last entry is 6. Next entries are 4 5 9 3 7. 4 5 9 3 7. So I do the calculations here: 10 minus 6, 10 minus 4 6, 9 minus 5 4, 9 minus 9 0, 10 minus 3 7, 9 minus 7 2. So in this case the next entries are 6 4 0 7 2. Now let me write the fourth row entry: 2 7 5 4 6, 2 7 5 4 6. So now what I do is I calculate delta. Here 7 plus 1 8 minus 2 6, 7 minus 7 0, 7 minus 5 2, 8 minus 4 4, 7 minus 6 is 1. So I have completed the entries of row 4. Now what about the last row? 4 7 6 8 4. 4 7 6 8 4. 4 7 6 8 4. Good. Now I calculate the values of delta. 7 plus 1 8 minus 4 4, 7 minus 7 0, 7 minus 6 1, 8 minus 8 0, 7 plus 0 7, minus 4 3. So now here this has created zeros. Now what I do is I mark the 5 vertices, call it as J1, J2, J3, J4, J5, and similarly I have 5 vertices in the other partition. I call it as M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. So now I draw the edges based on the zeros. M1 and M2 are assigned, job J1 and J2 are assigned with M1. J2 is also assigned with M3. J3 is assigned with M3. J4 is assigned with M2. J5 is assigned to M2 as well as M4. Okay, so now what I do is I calculate the vertex cover. So this should necessarily be a vertex cover. These three should be a vertex cover. So in order to cover the edge M4 J5, I can take M4 or I can take J5. Let me opt for J5. So J5 would be R, M1 would be T, M2 would be T, M3 would be T. So now what I have to do is I have to mark the elements which do not belong to the row R or column R. Now I have to select the minimum. Here again epsilon would become 1. I add 1 to the values of value V against column T. So this would become 2 now. And now I have to subtract the value 7. This would become 6. This would become 8. This would again become 6. Okay. So now I have the revised values of delta. Let me write down here itself V U. Okay. So I'll have 7 6 8 6 7. Values of V are 2 1 1 1 0. Okay. Now let me write down the matrix are 9 4 3 2 7. 9 4 3 2 7. Okay. What about the second row? 8 6 7 5 6. 8 6 7 5 6. Third row 4 5 9 3 7. 4 5 9 3 7. And the next row 2 7 5 4 6. 2 7 5 4 6. The next row will be 4 7 6 8 4. 4 7 6 8 4. So now what I do is I calculate this delta. 9 minus 9 0, 8 minus 4 4, 8 minus 3 5, 8 minus 2 6, 7 minus 7 0. So now I have a possibility of first job being assigned to M1 as well as M5. And for the second row I'll have 8 minus 8 0, 7 minus 6 1, 7 minus 7 0, 7 minus 2 5, 6 minus 6 0. I have 3 options for job 2. machine 1, machine 3, machine 5. And now what about the third row entries? 10 minus 4, 6, 9 minus 5, 4, 9 minus 9, 0, 9 minus 3, 6, 8 minus 7, 1. And the next row entries 8 minus 2, 6, 7 minus 7, 0, 7 minus 5, 2, 7 minus 4, 3, 6 minus 6, 0. Last row entries are 9 minus 4, 5, 8 minus 7, 1, 8 minus 6, 2, 8 minus 8, 0, 7 minus 4, 3. So now what you have done is you have calculated the revised values of delta. So now what you have to do is you have to find whether an assignment is possible. So for that what you do is you mark 5 vertices in one partition and 5 vertices in the other partition. Call the jobs J1 to J5 and machines M1, M2, M3, M4 and then M5. Okay, now what you do is you assign the jobs and machines based on the zeros. J1 is assigned with M1 and M5. Okay, J2 is assigned with M1, M3, M5. M1, M3 and then next one would be M5. And J3 is assigned with M3. J4 is assigned with M2. J5 is assigned with M4. So now all the vertices in the partition has got at least one edge incident with it. So now let us make an assignment here: J1, J2, J3, J4, J5. Okay, now let us find an assignment. I have to necessarily assign J4 to M2 because there is only one edge incident with it. And similarly J5 has to be assigned with M4 because J5 has got one edge incident with it. Similarly J3 has got only one edge incident with it, namely M3, which is assigned here. Now I have options for J1 and J2. Let us see here. J2 can be assigned to M1, M3, M5. So here M3 is already assigned, so you have only two options, M1 or M5. So I will assign M1 to this. And J2 now has got three options, M1, M3, M5. And out of this M3 and M1 are assigned, so I have to necessarily assign M5 here. Okay, you can see that J1 has two options, M1 or M5, so I have assigned M1 here, so I get this. Now what you have to do is you have to find the maximum time taken. J1 to M1 is 9, J2 to M5, J2 to M5 is 6, J3 to M3 is again 9, J4 to M2, J4 to M2 is 7, and J5 to M4 is 8. So when I count this 15, 24, 30, 39. Okay, as I told you, you also have a different assignment. Let us check what its value would be. Okay, and that should also give you a total time of 39. Let us check here. As I have told you, J3 has to be necessarily assigned with M3, J4 has to be assigned with M2, and J5 has to be assigned with M4. So I will not have a change in the values of these three, 9, 8, 7. So now I want to have a different assignment. So J1 has got two options, M1 and M5. So I have already used M1 in the first assignment. So what I will do is I will assign M5 here, and this would necessarily be M1. So now what I have to do is I have to check the value of J1 M5. J1 M5 is 7. Okay, and J2 M1 should be 8. So when I add this, 15 plus 9 24 plus 8 32 plus 7 39. Okay, so whatever be the assignment, you can see that the two assignments for this problem is possible, and I have done it. And the assignments are different, but the maximum time taken is same, 39. You cannot have different timings here. So this is how you solve the assignment problem using the graph theoretical techniques. You try to solve this problem. Okay, this is just a practice problem. Okay, you can just try to solve this. Solve the assignment problem. I'll give you a 5 by 5 matrix. 4 3 7 8 5 6 3 2 7 6 6 3 8 5 4 9 7 9 3 6 9 4 5 6 8. Okay, you just try this problem, and you can practice this particular method. So you'll have M1, M2, M3, M4, and then M5, and this would be solve the assignment problem. In fact, it has to be maximum assignment problem. Okay, suppose if you are given like this, let me solve this. Solve minimum assignment problem. I'll just take a smaller one. 4 3 2 7 8 4 6 7 3 2 9 5 7 6 8 4. Okay, so here I have given you a 4 by 4, but in this case it is a minimum assignment problem. So what we do is we will convert into maximum assignment problem by subtracting elements of the matrix with 9. How did you choose this 9? Maximum among the entries in the matrix. Entries in the matrix. So in this case you will have like this: 9 minus 4 5, 9 minus 8 1, 9 minus 3 6, 9 minus 7 2, 9 minus 3 6, 9 minus 4 5, 9 minus 2 7, 9 minus 6 1, 9 minus 2 7, 9 minus 6 3, 9 minus 9 0, 9 minus 8 is 1, 9 minus 7 2, 9 minus 5 4, 9 minus 4 5. And this would be maximum assignment problem. So you can convert a minimum assignment problem into a maximum assignment problem, or use the same process to convert maximum assignment problem to a minimum assignment problem. This is a maximum assignment problem. So if you want to convert this maximum assignment problem into a minimum assignment problem, you take the maximum element in the given matrix and then do it. So that would be converted into a minimum assignment problem. So you'll have the same solution. So I will stop with this, and if you have any queries in it, you can put it in the WhatsApp group. I will be answering it.